Nate, not sure if you're aware of this, but Justin Herbert's pretty good.
I've said this before on the show. I have the same note. I think that Justin Herbert guy is pretty damn good, and I think he was willing to try some stuff tonight. I was seeing some Justin Herbert creative plays. Had a throw it, he didn't slip right there. Some like creative plays right there. That was pretty. That was a great performance from Justin Herbert, and really the Chargers defense. We'll get to it in a sec, but that Justin Herbert guy, he can play some football. He can sling that pigskin around.
What he did under pressure today, just seemingly every time someone was in his face, this is a skill that he has had for a very long time. And there have been some iffy moments with this over the last few weeks as their offensive line has crumbled even further than it had over the last couple of years. Losing your right tackle, your left tackle, and your starting center last week. They couldn't even operate against the Raiders. Yeah. But even in the first half of the season, when they weren't rolling and when he was banged up with a rib injury, if you look at how few sacks he was taking compared to how often he was getting pressured, his ability to not make bad plays, horrific plays, and to skirt around pressure in the pocket, keep plays alive. It's a combination of a lot of stuff for me. I think it's processing, athletic ability, which for a guy his size is super rare. The way that he can move and manipulate the pocket for somebody that's 6'6" is I've never seen anybody except for a guy we might talk about a little bit later who can do it. Like him and Lawrence at that size are really the first guys I've seen that can do that. Josh Allen, 6'5". We've had the tall quarterback conversation a million different times, but watching him do that is pretty remarkable. And then the strength to get some throws off. So today the Dolphins blitzed him, according to Next Gen Stats, on 43.6% of his dropbacks. He was pressured on 31% of his dropbacks in this game, and he finished 39 of 51 for 367 yards. And that doesn't even begin to mention some of the weird third and short play calls. We can talk about them. The Carter one at the beginning of the game, a screen to Keenan Allen that wasn't really a screen. I mean, there's still the same Chargers frustrations, but this is one of those days where he just outshines all of that stuff.
That's it. And that's where just getting into that whole social media quarterback stuff is always why it's so frustrating about with Justin Herbert is he makes those highlight throws, the shot play to Mike Williams, that you have pressure on, even though that play is designed to wad it up so the quarterback has plenty of space. He still has two guys beelining right at him and he puts down the money. It's all the in-between stuff that Justin Herbert does. He is the twitchiness, the size, the movement in the pocket, the big throws, the big arm. It's everything in between all those flashy things. That's why I laughed all the time when people are like, people just got, ogle over those 3 throws. It's like, no, we ogle over the 15 throws in between that where he's making a combination.
It's the combination.
Yes.
It's the highlights plus the process.
Yep.
That's what makes him so just rare in terms of the skill set and the combination. Yep. It's not just the highlight plays. And when you see games like tonight, there's a reason why I thought that he was going to knock on the door of being in that top tier of quarterbacks this year. And it didn't end up happening for a lot of different reasons in terms of his overall production for the season. But this argument that he's not a borderline elite quarterback or that he hasn't broken through yet, the word you used on Friday, I thought was perfect. He's exceptional. He is exceptional. And where you want to stack him up among the guys in the league, that's a conversation we can have at a different time, but he is exceptional. He is one of those quarterbacks that you win because of, not just win with. And tonight is a serious reminder of that. And one of the things that I found strangest about the discourse, and there has been discourse last week, is this idea that he hasn't really broken out yet. And maybe he hasn't had the MVP type season, but the stat I threw out on our Thursday preview show, over the last 12 years since 2010, among guys with at least 1,000 pass attempts, he's 11th at EPA per dropback.
Yeah.
He's already broken out. He's already had that season where he was an elite or borderline elite quarterback. And even if this has been uneven over the course of this year as things have crumbled around him, it's so strange to me that people don't think he's had that kick down the door moment, because I thought he had it last year.
Yeah. And that's what's so funny to me. They're like, oh, he's dipped back this year. He has the potential. No, he already did it all. Like ever since he's been in the league, I think he's 5th in EPA per dropback or tied for 5th. And the guys above him are the guys you think that would be above him. It's Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, Josh Allen, I think Deshaun Watson, and I believe he's tied with Tom Brady. It's like he's already there.